Well, girls, grab your balls because it's time for WNBA. Get ready. Couldn't believe there were odds. I was like, oh yeah, doesn't WNBA start soon here? We're on Tuesday, May 7th. Turns out it's a week away. How about that? And there are lines. So I updated the WNBA algorithm. It's of course not perfect because we don't even have the roster straight yet, but we will when the season starts. So uh if you're interested in one of the best algorithms I have to offer, it is the WNBA algorithm because just like the NBA algorithm, which last night picked off once again, underdog Timberwolves win, Knicks don't cover because this game is too close. Boy, the algorithm just does a great job. This is without Rudy Gobert playing. By the way, I saw that comment about how he had a baby and his baby meant, I can't play the Nuggets. I got a little nugget just got bored. I gotta go take care of. So he wasn't there. That would have brought them down to 90% health. They still win. They power through it. They still win. You know why? Minnesota's defense. I noticed. I looked at the standings and I ranked every team by adjusted defensive rating, and the Timberwolves are the best defense in the league, apparently. So guess what? If you heard about Minnesota's defense winning a game, that's what happened. An algorithm properly understood that, even though popular consensus did not, and thought the Nuggets are just going to repeat and the Joker's going to put some skyhooks in. Well, didn't happen. Tonight, you've got the Celtics. No matter how bad the line is, it's probably still worth it on the Celtics. The line's moved to negative 625 already last time I checked. And the Thunder were about minus 162, moving slightly. This is the one where I think you have some value. The Thunder have a almost 9% margin with this combination. And just looks like they'll probably win. But we're going to get to WNBA, which is really what this video is about, because I have a product to sell you, WNBA. But we'll be taking the Thunder and probably the Celtics tonight, or just watching the Celtics game to see if they're really all that good. As we move over to hockey, before I finish off with WNBA, you have a crazy, it doesn't matter that Boston is playing a game 7 a couple days ago against Toronto. They're just going to walk in, and Bobrovsky did not look right. Bobrovsky looked like a jitterbug out there. He was not, it looked like somebody put clear tape on the bottom of his skate blades sometimes. He was not looking like himself, and he had holes that he did not normally have. He did not play up to his rating, basically. And that's why you end up getting extra goals out of Boston. There were weird things that happened where Boston didn't score on him in that game, but he still misplayed the puck. And it was just, he still played good, but he did not look right. So do not expect 5 goals out of Boston every game in this series. Um, you've got Carolina and the Rangers tonight. It's just too close. So I've always thought in games like this, where they're really evenly matched teams, the 1 goal lead differential is overestimated by the live odds makers and the bots and stuff and the algorithms that are creating the lines. Like if a team has a 1 goal lead in hockey, that's looked at as a pretty big lead, especially in a playoff game. Well, against these two teams that are so evenly matched and have both offense and defense, really, they can all potentially come back from down 1-0 in any one of these series, in any one of these games. So when somebody scores, I will come in and I'd like to bet the team that just went down. So say Carolina gets up 1-0. If they do, the Rangers will all of a sudden be at like plus 175 or almost 200 sometimes, depending on if it happens in like the first, let's say only in the first period. Like if somebody goes down, you bet the other team. Once that other team comes back, though, the line shifts again, and sometimes you get an underdog line on the other team, depending on how late in the game it goes. So you can actually bet both teams at a plus 100 line if there's lead changes. And this is a game I see lead changes in. So as just a betting strategy of playing both sides of a game, you find one of these teams at plus a very good line when they're down 1-0, and then hope they come back. And then you can bet the other team probably at a very close to even money or underdog line, depending on how the rest of the game goes. And if your team goes down and never comes back, like if Carolina gets up 1-0, they end up winning 4-0, and you never get a chance to bet on Carolina at any type of underdog line because you bet the Rangers when they went down 1-0, and then they never came back at all. You lost your bet. Okay, well, you can lose bets sometimes. But in this type of game where it's supposed to be back and forth, you usually get an opportunity to play both teams at a plus 100 line. That's kind of why I'm bringing it up. So that's the only way I can think to play that game. Colorado and Dallas, and then I'll get to WNBA. I'm just gonna root for McKinnon, and I'm gonna bet on Colorado offense because betting on Colorado's offense more often than not makes you feel good at the end of the night. That's the answer to that question. But if you watched all that and you really care about WNBA, boy, have you found the right video. So NBA algorithm does great. WNBA is built on the same framework. And so it's really easy to update everybody. I don't mind updating this one. Basically, I'm thinking about trying to keep the entire season in here. Like that was kind of a goal, was to put the whole season, which will fit. WNBA has fewer teams than NBA. And yeah, they only have, unless there was expansion that I don't know about, they only have 12 teams, it looks like. So that's less than half of what the NBA has, I believe, right? Well, we can answer that question really quickly. How many teams does the NBA have? NBA's got 30. Yep, bet you didn't know that off the top of your head. Maybe you did. So they've got less than half. Now, I love the ladies. And I love, did I just say I love women's basketball? I don't love women's basketball, but I love it as a betting sport for algorithms. This one kicks butt. I don't have very many games from last year in here. You're looking at 8 and 5 and the injury reports and stuff off. I wouldn't worry about what you're seeing here. It's better than this. And also we have today meaning the start of the season to talk about. Okay, what's going on? How easy is this thing to update? Is it worth only $30? Because that's what I'm charging for it. And you're going to get my current copy that you see in this video. And then when the season actually starts, there's going to be an update to the player stats and the team stats that I'll do. And I'll send out that version, which will be like the first couple days of the season. I'll be compiling that and I'll send that out as we get new stats. Right now, we're using all of last year's numbers. So all the crazy draft picks, Caitlin Clark, I think coming out of Iowa, and I believe going to the Indiana Fever, that kind of stuff will not be reflected in what we're talking about today. So we need to understand that where we're looking that even though this is an awesome predictor for WNBA, it is not taking into account any roster adjustments. The rosters are wrong. They are from last year, but that's okay. We're still going to talk about it because they'll be comprised of predominantly a lot of the same players, even though there are going to be obviously some adjustments. So let's talk about what this does and how easy it is to update and why I was able to update it in less than 5 minutes today already. It was awesome. Here's what you do. You have odds. They come from RotoWire. So you go to RotoWire and you export the Excel file, you copy the odds and you paste them right here. Once you do that, it gets connected to the Cube. Cube has all the games we're going to be running, and you can fit the entire season. 12 teams that play like 40 games or something, 30 something or 40 something games. That is totally going to fit in here without a problem. There's no macro in this file to test percentages like the NBA file has. So you just adjust them right here in the stat variable area. Yeah, there's no macro in this file. So I have it set on something that really cares about blocks, but you could just to start off the season, we could just distribute everything out evenly, which is fine also. So we've got 8 of these things. So it's really 100 divided by 8 or 1 divided by 8. So we'll make everything about 13%. We'll evenly, and we'll start testing it out as the season goes. That's what I'll do the first few videos about WNBA as the season starts, is I'll talk about this and how to adjust percentages and to look at what works. So when you refresh this, everything changes. And you're going to get orders of things, and look at that. We have lines already, and wow, the lines are terrible. But this is kind of interesting down here. That's only, all right, this is interesting. So we're already getting a little information. Ladies, your season is starting. So the Aces won it all last year and score a lot. The Mercury have Brittany Griner, who's a big player and the only one who can dunk in the league. But without her, they're not good, and they weren't good last year. If we look at the injury, is she hurt or something? Is she out? Is she in Russian? Is she in a Russian? Yeah. Is she in a prison in Europe right now? No, she's not. Eurasia. Phoenix Mercury, what's up? It's group one about who's out. It's Sophie Cunningham might be out. She's with a jaw. Would she get punched in the face? Oh, she's probably got hit in the face because it's basketball. Dana Taurasi, because she old. I know she old. No offense, Diana Taurasi, but I've heard you're old. But you can still play. Still got good numbers. Toe. These are what? Game time decisions? We're a week out. Yeah, these people are playing. Dan Taurasi's like, I'm not that old. I'm playing. Okay. So if Sophie Cunningham doesn't get hit in the face anymore, she's got a pretty face too. Don't hit her in the face. Then the Mercury are going to have those players back. And Brittany Griner was on there, I think. She's still playing for them, if I remember correctly. We don't know. We don't know rosters. Did Brittany Griner get traded? I have no idea. I don't know answers to these questions yet. So don't pay too much attention to me when I talk about lines, except about this game, because this is interesting, being that the Storm are not that good. Neither is Minnesota. This doesn't make sense. This margin is not huge. Like Minnesota could absolutely beat Seattle. And there are injuries. So what are the injuries on Seattle? Not injury related, usually means out. Let's see, here's our group. Outs and game time decisions. And Jade Melbourne is out with a concussion. And Easy Magbegor, this may be out here because this is weird that that's listed all this far out. And somebody with an ankle, Jordan Hortson, game time decision. So maybe it's something we'll check before the games start, but I will say that, which is, this is ridiculous. Usually you do not see a minus 600 on a game that's a toss-up game. So for some reason, like the Lynx plus 10.5 or the Lynx to win at an amazing line, which is going to be like this, is certainly an underdog pick of the day for sure. Yeah, the Lynx are 520, and there's a chance they're even healthier than the Storm. Like, I mean, that's worth a shot on the Lynx. There you go. The Fever. Now, Fever are an underdog, but do they have, what's her face? Did they have Caitlin Clark? Let's ask Google some questions. Let's do that. Is Caitlin Clark playing for the Indiana Fever on May 5th, 14th? 15th. She's 15th.
According to TSN, watch Caitlin Clark make her WNBA regular season debut against the Connecticut Sun live on Tuesday, May 14th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 4:30 p.m. Pacific Time on TSN and streaming.
Yep, so there will be broadcasting of women's basketball. Well, here, that's another reason why this underdog line actually looks pretty good. She's supposed to be a pivotal player. She's the leading scorer in college. It wasn't even close, I believe, like career-wise, I think, in college, points-wise. So she can clearly shoot the ball. She's going to be going up against other women, so she might be able to sink some baskets. So there are a couple underdogs to think about on opening day. And the Liberty against the Mystics, yeah, the Mystics stink. They stunk last year pretty much. And the Liberty were better, and they probably have a lot of the same people. But these lines, look at how crazy these lines are. I mean, wow. That Minnesota Lynx at plus 520, that has to get bet. Minnesota may be the state that is winning us money in basketball between the Timberwolves and the Lynx. Yep. I will call that as the underdog pick of the day for WNBA to start off the season. Absolutely. Because the Seattle Storm can lose a game to any bunch of ladies. This is a ridiculous line that the algorithm is just identifying. Go put some money on the Minnesota Lynx. It's not financial advice, obviously, but it's fun advice, because that should not be that. This game should be The line on this game should be the Storm minus 110 and the Lynx minus 110 is what this game should be projected at, not negative 600, 520. Mark my words on that. All right. So good luck, everyone. That's WNBA. For 30 bucks, you can own this algorithm and you can watch a couple videos and get a couple emails from me with how to update it. Because there's only like 4 sheets. Update the odds, update the injury report, take a look at your cube and make sure it's correct and put in any scores from yesterday if you didn't do it. Mess around with variables if you feel like changing something because it isn't working as perfect as it was working last week and you haven't caught a video of mine in weeks about how to update it. Update the player stats, update the team stats. Your matrix is done unless they expanded some teams this year, which I don't think they did, and you're good to go. I know that was really fast, but it's not bad. And it's going to give you information like ridiculous lines. So that's WNBA. It's 30 bucks. Go buy it. And like I said, you'll get, you also need the subscription to RotoWire, which is like 10 bucks a month or whatever if you get all the sports to get those stats that you need. I believe it's not free. I think you have to subscribe to get that, but I'm actually not sure. So you probably need RotoWire subscription for this. All right. Good luck, everyone. May all picks be winning. Let's go, Lynx. But more importantly, while we wait for WNBA to start, is tonight's hockey games. I want to see Colorado power through it and put up like 5 goals on Ottinger, as much as I like Ottinger. That's going to be some fun to watch that. And I don't know. I just sit back and I watch this battle. Other than what I told you about live betting this game, I don't know what else to tell you. This is totally going to go either way. No one's going to be able to predict the series. The only thing you can predict is that it will not be a sweep. Impossible. Like, this is probably going a 4-2, 4-3 type series, the way these teams are going to fight it out. All right. Good luck, everyone. May all your picks be winning. Go Lynx.